Hi guys, welcome to our third lesson for social influence. Today we are going to look at conformity. The learning intention for today is for you guys to understand the concept of conformity and the factors which affect conformity, to also know and understand the Ash experiment which occurred in 1951. You'll know that you've been successful in this criteria when you are able to describe the concept of conformity and the factors which affect it, and are also able to explain the Ash experiment. Now, this won't be the first time that you've heard of conformity, but you've probably just known it under a different name, what we call peer pressure. So, conformity is the tendency for individuals to alter their thoughts, feelings, or behaviours in a way that is in agreement with a particular group or individual, or with the accepted standards of how one should behave in certain situations. And this is what we also know as social norms. This means that in conformity, we change our behaviours or our thinking, and sometimes our beliefs, to coincide with a group standard or a perceived group pressure. Why do we conform? We conform because of the social influence that is exerted on us by others. There are two types of social influence that can affect our ability or possibility of conforming, and these are known as normative and informational. Normative influence is when we conform by going along with others because we desire to be like them. We also do it to gain approval or to avoid disapproval. Informational influence is when we conform by going along with the group because we have accepted their point of view. I would like you to now pause the recording and watch the YouTube video that I have up on the screen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video and are able to understand and hopefully now be able to explain the Ash experiment and what occurred and why it occurred and the results from that. I want you now to think of some real-world examples of conformity, and I want you to consider both personal and cultural examples. I want you to discuss this with the person next to you if they have also finished watching the video, and then write down your notes in your notes for social influence. Now I want to look at the factors that affect conformity. One factor that affects conformity is group size. Ash found that when he varied his group size in his experiment, conformity increased. However, beyond a group size of more than 4, conformity had the same effect. That is, that in a group of 15, the level of conformity was not significantly more than when in the group of 4. But why did this occur? This might be because in a large group where people are obviously making the wrong choice, individuals start to suspect that the other group members are just following the group. However, in a small group, individuals may think that group members are behaving independently and assume that 3 or 4 group members came to the same conclusion via independent thought. This has more influence than 14 members who mindlessly come to the same conclusion. Another factor that affects conformity is the presence of support. Ash found that when he allowed one Confederate to answer in the same way as the research participant, conformity was reduced by 80%. But why does this occur? When participants are led to believe that their thoughts, feelings, or behaviours are supported or shared with at least one other person in the group, even when others had a different belief, the presence of that ally provides support and then strengthens our resistance to conform. Another factor that affects conformity is our awareness of social norms. A desire to be liked by others and to behave in a way that is expected strongly influences the likelihood of conforming. We want to be accepted and liked, especially by people we see as important or respected, and conforming is seen as a way to receive this acceptance and the approval. Our confidence and insecurities are important elements of this factor and have significant influence on whether we will be likely to conform in unfamiliar situations. Another factor that affects conformity is group cohesiveness. So the cohesiveness of a group or the feeling of unity within a group influences whether group members will conform. We want the group to stick together and therefore we are more likely to conform to achieve this. This is also influenced by group factors such as individual personality characteristics, social interactions, opportunity for social comparisons, and how strongly group members believe that they share a common goal or fate. So in this example, group cohesive can be linked to your friends group, where you all decide to do something similar or have a certain belief or idea or behave in a similar way because you don't want to stray from that friends group. This is most often where peer pressure occurs because you don't want to be that one stray person that's not doing what the entire group is doing. Now that we know a little bit about conformity and have had a look at some negative, mainly negative examples of conformity and when conformity occurs, I want you to think about whether conformity is always a bad thing. I want you now to think of a situation where conformity can be used in a positive way. I want you to think of this on your own. I want you then to share it with someone around you and write what you both think in your own notes for psychology. Thank you, that's all from me today.